Hello, welcome to Uncle J class. Happy to meet you again. If you are the first time, if it's your first time to watch my channel, please do me favor by clicking subscribe. If you have been watching without subscribing, please subscribe. We have thought about fraction in two of our lessons. Today we are going to do lesson three. Lesson three on fraction. Lesson three on fraction. And what we're going to focus is fractional equations. Fractional equations, how to go about it. We have an example here. A minus 3 over 5 equals to 2. You know, what we're going to do here, we'll find the LCM of the denominator. Actually, we have one denominator here. Okay, we'll put 1, making it two denominator, 1 and 5. You find the LCM of the denominator and then multiply each item by the LCM of the denominator. So the LCM here is equals to 5. So what we are going to multiply this fraction by the LCM, multiply this other one by the LCM. So what we simply do is 5, since the LCM is 5, 5 times a minus 3 over 5 is equals to 5 times 2 over 1. The essence of multiplying the LCM, which is 5, with the two fractions here is so that we can eliminate the fraction and have a linear equation. So by so doing, you divide the denominator with cancel 5, which is the denominator, will cancel this other 5. We are left with a minus 3 equals to 5 times 2 is 10. So we now have equals to 10. So you collect the like term, collect the like terms, which is a will be equals to 10 is already this side plus minus 10 minus 3 crossing equation become plus 3. So a will be equals to 13. So this is, but there's an alternative method of solving this type of equation. Apart from this method, I'm going to use the cross multiply method. But that cross multiply method does not work out in all. It can be complex when the equation is more than two fractions. It can be complex. So if we are going to use cross multiplication method, what we are going to have here, what we are going to have here over 5 equals to 2. We cross multiply. At this juncture, we cross multiply. Cross multiply, cross multiply the equation. What we're going to here, the numerator here will multiply the denominator here. You cross multiply like this, so that the denominator is multiplying the numerator, while the numerator here is multiplying the denominator. So what we now have is a minus 3 all multiplied by 1 is equals to 5 times 2. So what we now have is a minus 3 will be equals to 10. A will be equals to 10 minus 3 crossing equation plus 3. So a is equals to 13. So whichever method you use, you will arrive at the same answer. So we are going to take another example, how to come about this fractional equation, how to solve this type of fractional equation. Exercise 2 or example 2. Example 2. We have p plus 3 over 2 minus p plus 2 over 3 equals to 2. Yes, you discover that the The denominator here is 2, 3. If you want to also make this one denominator, you say 1, 2, 3, 1. So the LCM of the denominator will be 2 times 3, which is 6. So use the LCM. So LCM here, LCM equals to 6. Use this 6 to multiply each of the items. So what we now have is 6 times P plus 3 over 2 minus 6 times P plus 2 over 3 equals to 6 times 2 over 1. So you can cancel that. You now have 3. So you now have 3 into P plus 3 minus 3 cancel here 1, here 2. 2 into P plus 2 equals to 6 times 6 times 2 is 12. So what we now have is multiply out 3 times this 3P plus 3 times 3, 9, minus 2 times 2P plus minus, because minus 2 is multiplying, minus 2 times plus 2 will give me minus 4 equals to 3. Collect the like terms. Collect the like terms. So what we now have is 3P minus 2P equals to 12 is already in the other side, plus 9 crossing equation minus 9. There's minus 4 crossing equation will give me plus 4. So what we now have is 3P minus 2P will give me P will be equals to 12 minus 9 will give me 3. 3 plus 4. So P is equals to 7. So this is how to go about this functional. But there's another area I want us to look into, which is simple equation with monomial denominator. Simple equation with monomial denominator. And what is this monomial denominator? Monomial denominator is when the denominator is more than one item. Instead of having something like something like 1 over 2 plus 1 over 3, you are now having something like 1 over 2 plus 3 over a. This is a monomial denominator. So we are going to take example of what we have in the board here. 3 equation with monomial denominator. So we are going to have 3 over a is equals to 1 over 2. Actually, you can use two methods to solve this question. You can use the LCM to multiply each. Okay, the one we have been using, let us use before. The LCM of this type of denominator is 2a. Just multiply a and the 2a. A and the 2. You now have LCM is 2a. So you now have 2a multiply 3 over a is equals to 2a multiply 1 over 2. So you can cancel out, a cancel out. So we have 2 times 3 equals to, you cancel out again, a times 1. So 6 is equals to a. So in this type of solving, you have 6 as your answer. Alternative method of solving this type of problem can also be, let us try method 2. Method 2. 2 of it, we cross multiply the equation. The denominator multiply the numerator and the numerator multiply the denominator. So what we have here is we now have a times 1, which is a. equals to 6. So whichever method, this method seems to be simpler, but there's in some cases that this method will be more complex, this cross multiplying method. So let us take question 2 of this problem. Question 2 of it has to do with 5 over 6 minus 3x over 4 equals to 2x minus 1 over 3. We look for the LCM. Yeah, I told us in lesson 1 that the easiest way of identifying the LCM of the denominator here, multiply the denominator. Or if you can think of any number that 6, 4, 3 are factors of it, it's also an LCM. Like here, 12, 6, 3, 6, 4, 3 is a factor of 12. So 12 is the LCM. You come here, LCM equals to 12. So use 12 to multiply each of the terms. So what we now have is 12 times 5 over 6 minus 12 times 3x over 4 equals to 12 times 2x minus 1 over 3. So when you multiply, cancel out 12, 2, you have 2 times 5 minus 4 kill yourself 1, 12, 3. 3 times 3x is equals to 3 kill yourself 1, kill 12, 4 over 4 into 2x minus 1. When you now solve out, what you have 10 minus 9x is equals to 4 times 2x will give you 8x. 4 times minus 1 will give you minus 4. Collect the like terms. Collect the like terms. So what we now have is we have minus 9x, 8s crossing equation become minus 8x equals to, we already have minus 4 here, plus 10 crossing equation will give you minus 10. So what we now have is minus 14 equals to minus 17s. Okay, s will be equals to minus 14s divided by minus 17. Minus cancel minus. So s will be equals to 14 over 17. This is how to solve such equation.